understatement here.
I think BKT has been playing really well, showing that they have adapted to 5.6 very efficiently. G4 for 1, I think all credit goes to him. His very amazing performance on Cassiopeia, and 007X, his Nunu warrants a ban at this point in time.
Yeah, question is Zed being banned out here. No surprise there by IG Legends. Do they ban the Nunu? Do they ban the Cassiopeia? And leave multiple picks open for the side of the Bangkok Titans?
Yeah, I think they should have banned out the Zed because at this point, the assassins can be dealt with, but the tank utility jungler and DPS mid lane in the form of Cassiopeia are very troublesome now. Instead, they're gonna be taking away the Maokai and Cassiopeia. Okay, so Nunu is still available from Bangkok Titans. Insidious Gaming Legends can first pick that away if they need to. But would they go for a pick of their own instead? Graves being taken away from the pool, so no Graves for either Valkyrie or Lloyd. Of course, we saw the Lucian the previous game. Not too bad.
We'll have to see. IG Legends here have the first pick. What will they go for? We've seen two different style of comps. A kind of triple threat AP composition that we saw earlier in game number 1. Game number 2, that composition couldn't even kind of blossom at all. They had the Gragas, they had multiple tanks, they had some good damage coming out. It was a pretty decent comp, but very poorly executed. The Cho'Gath by Rune just really not up his sleeve at all. Not any of the cards in his deck that he's able to use. And right now, you have Lulu being hovered over here.
No,
I'd say that's a steal from IGL, from the Bangkok Titans.
It's okay, but they should be taking the Nunu away from 007X. This is a good pickup in the terms of a good composition, but oh my goodness, if they lock in this LeBlanc, it's gonna be so...
Wow.
These are huge cojones coming from Insidious Gaming Legends.
Okay, so let's break down this here. What can the Bangkok Titans pick up? In the jungle, they have Jarvan, they have Rek'Sai, they have Nunu. And right now, they have a flurry of many other champions that they're able to pick up that fit the meta. What do you expect them to see? Will we see the Jarvan? I personally prefer the Nunu. I feel that the Bangkok Titans just can stick and not show their hand to their final game opponent.
Gragas is fine here. Jarvan a bit more weak in this patch, but 007X's favorite champion pool.
Just
of
go
course,
for the Nunu.
The Nunu, like I've been saying at the start of the pick and man phase, it's the strongest pickup for the team because it allows them to control vision very well early on. The buff control also very superior, and the objective control that it provides them is just so strong, but instead they swap back over to the Jarvan and lock it in.
Yeah, in addition to that, it frees 007X for that decision-making calls. Nunu is not a high skill cap champion, but it's all about the decision making, and 007X is one of the primary shot callers in the Bangkok Titans lineup. IG Legends, however, will be going for that LeBlanc first pick. Let's see if they run LeBlanc in the top lane. Maybe they will. Well, we don't know.
Strange enough to say Warlock will have some experience with LeBlanc in the top lane.
Yeah.
Of course, he played there at IEM Taipei, so not going to be any stranger to that, but this Rek'Sai and Quirky lock-in. Okay, this is a good pickup coming
It's a Valkyrie special, first off.
It's a Valkyrie special for one thing, and for another, the Rek'Sai is a good reply to Jarvan because you can know where he is at all times. Counter ganking a Jarvan is probably the best thing you can do. Once he EQs in, he's committed to the fight. You come in the tunnel, you knock him up, and you turn the fight around your favor. So Insidious Gaming Legends, so far very interesting pickups here. Bangkok Titans, very cookie cutter, stable picks. Lucian, then the Jarvan. The Morgana here would be a good reply to the Rek'Sai because you can spell shield away the knockup. So Bangkok Titans going for a more conservative approach. Insidious Gaming Legends just showing their hand straight away.
Yeah, we'll see. Bangkok Titans here, G4 and Lloyd now, their turn to actually pick up something for themselves. BKT might be looking for a different team comp right now. It could also be Nunu in the jungle, Jarvan in one of the solo lanes. We will have to see what BKT decides to go for, and it does look like they might be playing a slight of a G4 special in the mid lane with the Jarvan, or possibly somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure and not entirely familiar where this Jarvan is going to go to.
Yeah, it's a very strong flex pick, the Jarvan as well as Nunu. Bangkok Titans have some room to experiment. Of course, they are 2-0 up against IGL, so they have a bit of space to maneuver around. Of course, on your screen there you go, Nelson, the coach of Insidious Gaming Legends, giving them some help with pick and ban phase.
Let's see if he's actually sweating bullets right now. Yeah. It is the make or break time for IG Legends, really talking it out with Hallelujah there on your screen as well. Really cool stuff. I love the, you know, LCD monitors showing the players' reactions as well. Will we have the LY4 special, the Rumble or Cannon, coming into this game as well?
Yeah, the Rumble good pick for LY4. So once again, double AP composition on the side of Insidious Gaming Legends. Rapier with his Leona having been.
This is a classic 5.4 composition.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a 5.4. Before the introduction of the Cinder Hulk, before the nerfs, before the buffs to the tank style junglers from 5.5 onwards, before the buff train, I believe that's what the patch notes called it. The buff train and the buff barge coming in. So IGL here, I kind of talked to you off the air and saying that I think IGL can win even with a comp that comes back from the 5.4 era. And you kind of beg to differ. We will have to see, because right now that's the team comp that they have picked. And the Bangkok Titans here, sticking to their guns mostly. We might have that, you know, Jarvan, extremely tanky Jarvan in the mid lane here, or possibly even the Ravenous Hydra, I will burst you down in one shot kind of Jarvan by G4. We'll see what the Bangkok Titans decide to go. Shen here being picked up. This is not the 5.7 patch, so Shen has not gotten his mana cost reduced. His cooldown reduced based on his Stand United. So Bangkok Titans here going for a very interesting, still double tank comp coming in with the AD carry.
Now this Bangkok Titans composition, as you mentioned, double tanky, yes, but very greedy as well, because you have two primary sources of damage and they're both physical coming in from G4 and Lloyd. And once the Jarvan goes in, he's committed. He's gonna get blown up after he uses his cooldown rotation of spells, and that's when he becomes effectively rather useless for a couple of seconds, and that's when you have to default to Lloyd to do most of the damage, whereas in Insidious Gaming Legends, they have a triple threat composition here. They're running.
Could even be the quad threat if Hallelujah gets anything rolling. And we've seen Rek'Sai snowball so hard in the early game.
Yeah, with the Rumble and LeBlanc, as well as Corki, they have a very strong mid-game spike in power, of course, when they want to contest the Dragons. If you hit Trinity Force and Haunting Guys, and even just the Morello Nomicon, or even Athene's and Holy Grail, that's when you start fighting. But of course, going against Jarvan, probably Morello's Nomicon.
Yep.
So, triple threat, once you get the objective ball fight started, use the power spike that you get then, and that's where you want to make your comp work. Whereas for Bangkok Titans, definitely want to be able to get to that power point where they can one-shot someone from the other side.
Yeah, here's my question. Lane swap, yes or no, and which team?
Now the lane swap for BKT should be the order of business here, because Corki Leona is one of the oldest kill lanes in the book, based on how I believe the Gatling gun works is that it procs every 0.5 seconds. So every sunlight proc that Rapier puts down with his Leona is gonna be ticked away at, and that's a lot of additional damage in a short span of time. So BKT might want to go for the lane swap. As you can see, they're grouping up. They're probably going to the tri-bush, try to get some good vision down and spot the 2v2 out and evade that, whereas IGL might be looking to go into the fan-out defensive spread.
That makes me wonder here, if BKT's map movements have been so telegraphed this game, could IGL have done something to kind of catch them out? Could they have done that?
It looks like they are reading this. Hallelujah is here. Hasn't decided to put a ward over the wall, but he might know that there are 5 people there. He of course
all he needs to do is burrow, actually.
Yeah, but you never want to take the burrow at level 1 because that really hampers your clear speed badly.
I'm just saying, you know, he could just burrow.
Yeah, he could. Of course, they're going to spot 5 members from BKT, and they will know that the lane swap is what BKT wants, so they could opt to swap up as well and get the 2v2. Valkyrie already in lane. I wonder if BKT want to put down the ozone ward behind the tier 2 top lane turret to spot the 2v2 out.
Man, Hungry Kid, that was such a throwback right there.
The ozone ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Lloyd will be walking over. The pings are going down, and if Valkyrie goes through with the recall, they will spot out this 2v2 the moment he walks up. But instead, they're going to the bot side because the support is already there. Valkyrie and Rapier will be in the bot lane for the 2v2.
Alright, let's see where things go. They won't see that ward expire. Or at least they should not see that ward expire. So they have no idea if IG Legends have any sort of vision down in the area or not. We will see the pull come in from Rapier on the lane.
Yeah.
We will also see the pull from Lloyd in the top side of the map. So it's going to be the lane swap as you predicted from BKT.
Smart adjustment though. This time IGL know that they have to freeze the lane in a Of course, the ward there will spot out 7X and Warlock, taking away the blue buff, hence going for the red and then going up into the enemy's blue buff should be the order of choice for Hallelujah here. Following that, he could go to the mid lane, get some pressure down to G4. Early poke coming from the Dragonlance already, but uses the Flask to heal up quite a bit though.
That's right. We will have to see how this matchup has gone. Rune hasn't been showing his ability in the mid lane all too much, and neither has the playmakers on the side of the IGL team. Many people can kind of back me up on this, that, you know, LY4, Hallelujah, Valkyrie, Rapier, Rune, all can be considered playmakers in their own right.
A bit lackluster showing today. The primary carry is not showing up to work. Ward spots BKT walking out of the jungle though, as the connection will not find Rune. There you go, vertical jungling. Hallelujah picks up the enemy blue buff, and it will be a 2 buff start for each team.
Now that we have some time, talk to me about the Shen pick here from the Bangkok Titans.
I feel like they just want some global pressure and be able to pick someone that deals very well with Rumble. Of course, Irelia and all that stuff is available, but Warlock likes to play the tanky engagers, and in this case, since Maokai was banned out, Shen does kind of fit that sort of role where you can find a fight for your team. Additionally, you can be a massive tank and be unable to be moved out of lane.
Would you have gone like Smite Flash Shen because you have Stand United? And go for the Cinderhawk enchantment instead?
Yeah, going for Smite Flash Shen would be good, but then Shen himself already itemizes so heavily into resistances. You usually just go mass health and armor instead of the Cinderhawk.
Oh, Rune getting caught out here by G4, has to burn the flash instantly. The moment that, you know, mirror image has been popped there by, of course, G4 in the mid lane. Just not used to seeing Charvan on G4. Again, really makes me wonder what kind of itemizations is G4 going to go for. The tank, the third tank of the team, or is he going for damage? And I at least can tell that from his runes and the damage that he dealt on the mid lane of IGL, he did go for damage at least.
He should be going for the Tiamat Hydra Last Whisper build, because that allows him to pop Valkyrie very easily if he gets to him in the backline. The flag and drag into the Cataclysm. Couple auto attacks will finish off Valkyrie very easily.
Yeah, and really good freeze coming out by both the Bangkok Titans as well as Insidious Gaming Legends here in the top and the bottom lanes respectively. Valkyrie gonna try to deny as many of those minions as possible, and well, Warlock is nowhere to be seen at all.
Rapier's Leona played a bit lackluster today, but here comes Valkyrie.
That was
for the gank.
A really good flash and unborrowed, and knowing that G4 did not have the piece of his combo there, they go burn the flash for flash, and Rapier might be going in for round 2.
Yeah, off the side is Valen, and hold on here. Hallelujah gets spotted out by 2.
Yeah, not watching his minimap at all, or watching his screen at all. He just walks right into 7X as well as Warlock. That was an easy first blood coming out from the Bangkok Titans. You saw that. It was so obvious he was in borrowed form and he was watching the mid lane, not watching his own lane. Couldn't even sense out the fact that Warlock and 7X was in the area, and this is really starting to look very worrisome for ISG Legends.
Rapier looking a bit off form today together with Valkyrie. Normally, this is a bot lane that always comes out ahead, but it seems like Rapier has been roaming slightly off today as well. He's been late to the fight and just having very 50-50 solo flares as this Leona.
Yeah, you also have to commend that, you know, the 7 Warlock kind of synergy that has been going on really good. They've been double jungling very well. They've been roaming at the right times and responding at all the good opportunities here. And ISG Legends now have a good sense of when Dragon was taken from the Prey Seeker, but still Bangkok Titans here in the driver's seat. The balls are in their court. I've got as many metaphors as I can talk about it, but right now they have the gold lead 1000.
1000 very early on.
Imagine if Dragon still gives gold.
There will be an immense lead that BKT has, but 6% damage isn't too bad though.
Not the worst thing right now. Still very early in the game. Doesn't make it such a big swing just yet. ISG Legends here, they knew that the lane swap was happening. Should they have counter swap? That's my question.
This is completely fine for them right now because LY4 is getting a good amount of experience together with Warlock. And that was because Rapier went up to the top lane to 2v1 and help him. Warlock was left all by his lonesome. And now they have sent Valen to start the roam. 3 members down in the bot lane. They're going to deny a lot of experience away from Warlock. It's a wave and a half, or at least 2 waves here. They could get a lot of good damage down to the turret and take it away.
The good thing is they got a lot of range minions. They do a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of range minions piling up onto the turret here. Slowly going down though, but nonetheless, it should be a take for IGL here. We have to see some return pressure from BKT. If not, they will start losing out. Instead, going to be the blue buff taken away for 007X, denying that from Rune.
Not the worst thing. Rune can kind of hold his own if he doesn't want to wave clear, that is. He's just going to stick in the mid lane here up against G4's Jarvan, who is 1 kill up, by the way. Going for the very early TR map very soon, and maybe even the Brutalizer as well.
Yeah, 007X has been extremely on point with his Nunu counter jungling today. If you notice, he constantly makes it a point. Lloyd, however, going very low to LY4.
LY4 looking for something. 77X right now shows his face, and LY4 just showing how proficient he is on that champion. It is the LY4 special after all.
It is the LY4 special. Both summoner spells are available on Lloyd. Shouldn't be too much trouble if he gets caught out by the equalizer. Popping heal will allow him some movement speed to escape and bit of recovery time.
Yeah, LY4 good on him not to over pursue that. He knew that there was something up. Lloyd didn't even pop his heal at the moment, and just very disciplined play from both LY4 as well as Lloyd in the top lane.
Big CS lead being accumulated by G4 over Rune now. Double longsword into a pickaxe, so it should be the Brutalizer into the Tiamat in this case for G4.
Again, itemization wise on the jungler, Bami Cinder has been completed on 77X. It does look like we have Hallelujah here going for the Warrior's Enchantment after picking up their longsword. I mean, do you prefer right now, just because, you know, the Cinder Hulk is just such a good item, should Hallelujah have become the tank for his team?
Yeah, normally I advocate at least having one hard tank in your team. If not, these long extended team fights will not go in your favor. Going for the earlier Warrior Enchantment is rather tough because Hallelujah has not been finding the space to get ganks down in. He's not really finding a return on investment either. He's been losing to 77X pretty hard in duos, and that's because of the one careless play he made.
Not much action happening just yet. Map movements coming down. We will have 77X in the area. Valkyrie takes a lot of damage. You've even got the Void Rush there from Hallelujah to just kind of chase 77X away. They were thinking about diving in the area. Lloyd really asserting a lot of damage, and this is kind of like the weakness of Corki in the current meta as well.
Yeah, the issue is if you fall behind, you will always get punished for it as Corki. And Lloyd now with the BF sword, bigger power spike.
Not only that, the mobility on that champion. You've got Graves, you've got Lucian, and you've got Kalista as well.
The nerfs to the Valkyrie really hurts the Corki players because 100 mana to just get out of trouble or get yourself out of a sticky situation is a lot of your base mana pool. And that takes away from your Fortress Wound, takes away from your missile spam.
Yeah, the ability to actually harass, and hey, some might say that the nerf on Valkyrie hit Valkyrie doubly hard.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Yeah. It is a Valkyrie special. I mean, it really is. Corki is one of his tried and true champions throughout the his entire run in the TLC and the GPL. Hallelujah here, just kind of biding his own time. And now Rapier, you got a teleport coming in. 77X getting jumped on here. They're gonna jump on in Rapier as well. You've got LY4, not the best equalizer in the world, and right now Rune will get his clone killed off. Absolute Zero coming on up. LY4 is not gonna escape this one at all. The smite comes on now. LY4 still just barely alive. Now Rapier in a lot of trouble. It's gonna be a 4-man chase. Massive snowballs, massive zephyrs, and massive taunts coming in right now.
Yeah, a bit of a badly placed equalizer there by Hallelujah. Went across instead of under. It didn't land on the priority targets of BKT. G4 got a good Cataclysm locking down Rune, and that almost took him down, but luckily the distortion was still available for him to get away. BKT with a very good trap, or response to a trap set up by IGL there, and they do get a response kill for their efforts as well.
And the teleport there was well timed. If the equalizer had landed straight down a path, that could have been a different fight altogether. Rune as well just got caught out so quickly. I believe nearly by a taunt as well. G4 here, a lot of damage, already completed a Raven's Hydra 12 minutes in. That is absurd.
Yeah, interesting he didn't go for the Brutalizer, doing enough damage as is, opting not to go for armor penetration, instead just that pure sustained wave clear build.
Zhonya's Hourglass first item here, looking to be completed by Rune, or at least the Seeker's Arm Guard. Will have the Fiendish Codex as well.
If you take a look at the matchup of Jarvan versus LeBlanc, as long as you can keep forcing LeBlanc to use Distortion as her primary wave clear, that takes away a lot of the damage she can put onto you. As a result, you always come out ahead in trades.
You're right, and the moment she comes on in, it's just gonna be, you know, kind of hit your the active on the Ravenous Hydra, land and auto tag with the martial cadence, and there you go. Rune actually taking a lot of damage, look at that. With the auto attack itself into the you know, the flag there, the Damascene standard, that's a lot of damage altogether. Equalizer landing now, that's a great jump. G4 taken down really low. The Ignite's not going to be enough to take him down to double. Oh, actually, Valkyrie off from the side. They're going to continue on to this one. Valkyrie and Rapier now jumping on in. Warlock joins the fight a little too late here. They try to catch out the Rune. Lloyd coming in with the dash. It's gonna be Valkyrie just dealing as much damage as possible. Lloyd, however, has the BF Sword, will be able to chase entire of IGL away from this one. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, G4 for Rapier. But right now, Bangkok Titans here should have the slight advantage and will be looking to push in this wave.
Yeah, oddly enough, IGL come out ahead trading mid for support, but it is BKT with the wave pressure here. Of course, the wave clear not as good as the Lucian Nunu coming in.
And the Dragon control as well.
Yeah, it is the Dragon here for BKT, the second one. For them, if they clear the pink ward, it should open them up to taking that big objective away.
Yeah, that's right.
And because of the Stand United, you can very easily use the teleport to go back to waves that the enemy shoved up and take all the experience for themselves. And that's going to create a big CS and experience gap when the game goes on.
You're right. And in addition to that, I have to talk about the itemizations coming out from IGL. Insidious Gaming Legends, at that point in time, during the fight, there was no Trinity Force on Valkyrie. There was absolutely no Haunting Guys on LY4 as well. They had no damage, they had no items, and yet they chose to fight. And it was good that, you know, they didn't lose too many members there, but BKT honestly had the double Balmy Cinder, had the Ravenous Hydra, had the BF Sword, and that was just clearly the power spikes that they wanted, and hence they were able to come up much better, more ahead in that fight.
Yeah, it wasn't like the item gaps were huge. It was that BKT's items were more efficient and further enough to give them the advantage.
You don't have to have the, you know, disparity, you know, the rich-poor divide. All you need to do is have that little bit of edge. And you need to know that you have that edge. You need to understand that you have the ability to kind of out-damage your opponent in a sustained fight. And that's what BKT did. They kited backwards, they waited for the damage dealers to come on in, they gave up G4, and they had the ability with 7X, with Warlock, to continue to lock down a single target with the Ice Ball, with the taunt.
They're going to pick up his own red buff here. Seeker's Arm Guard should be the second item that is completed for LY4. They'll buy him some good time in these team fights when he gets piled on by G4 and Lloyd. Additionally, Rune should be looking for that Seeker's Arm Guard as well. Hallelujah, the one to eat the brunt of the damage, but without any tank. Only has the boots here. LY4 gonna get caught out.
Snowball, Zephyr, Howling Gale, and with the Cinderhawk here, this might be a kill for 7X.
Yeah, the exhaust put down as well, and with
and
the Absolute Zero,
this is going to be the kill.
But hold on here in the back, Valen getting taken very low. The Stand United comes in, Valkyrie has to Valk out.
Yeah, Valkyrie's going to Valk away from that one. Lloyd might take a turret shot to the face. This is just going to be the two tanks dealing so much damage here. Even Leona gets taken down. Warlock actually managing to escape from this one.
The wolves!
Can the wolves get it? No, he does have his shield up. He does have the shield available from both Valen and himself. He gets away from this one. They're going to jump on in onto Hallelujah, forcing the flash out, forces the distortion out from Rune. The Ignite is going to be enough for G4 to take the kill, and BKT just open the gates wide. The floodgates are coming, and BKT will be taking this turret down.
This is what I'm talking about. In the extended engages, your tanks will always do more than non-tanks because it takes so much to chip them down. IGL, they don't have enough damage at this point to even contest fights, much less fight on even ground.
You're
and
waiting
BKT
for the Liandries.
Yeah, you need the Liandries, you need the Blade of the Rain King. BKT is just running over them so hard. You consume a minion, Nunu is large. Warlock, he already has a lot of resistances, and the shield is going to help absorb so much damage. G4, Ravenous Hydra alone will pop people with the combination of his spells.
Question is, are the floodgates too big on IGL sinking ship right now that they have no chance for shipwright to repair it?
I like how this is a mishmash of multiple
It is.
phrases, but I think at a point now it's containable, but they have to work fast before they start sinking. IGL, as a team, they have to start knowing when their power spikes are. They cannot fight before Haunting Guys is up, they cannot fight before Trinity Force is up, and now they have to wait for Morellonomicon, they have to wait for Death Cap, or excuse me, Zonia's Hourglass at least.
I mean, IG Legends here really on the back foot. Rune just running away from G4 right now.
And
Rune has nothing right now.
Yeah, rightly so. 50 CS lead, Ravenous Hydra and the pickaxe, my goodness. If he catches you without distortion, you're dead. Like instantly he's gonna knock you out.
I think even with distortions and ignite up, if G4 had Cataclysm and ignite up, that's possibly a dead LeBlanc right there.
And Warlock,
Flag and Drag combo into Cataclysm, into ignite. I don't think he's surviving that one.
hallelujah, getting bullied out by 007X.
Oh.
Besides this game that Nunu bought, you know, I'll just use the vanilla Nunu skin and dance in front of you to put the damage down. Oh, there you go, the dancing.
Oh man. 007X.
The
You know,
banner
you
play.
you have to imagine that is getting to the Eagles of IGL right now. It's gonna be a big fight, and oh my goodness, look at how much damage the Equalizer into the Phosphorus Bomb can deal. That was so much damage right now, and that was really karma, instant karma right there for BKT.
The hubris, man. Nunu just dancing in front.
Oh,
LF4
wow.
decides he wants none of that. Drops the equalizer onto 3 in a perfect choke, and they choke BKT's siege and dive out of there.
That wasn't just the equalizer, that was the equalizer, the solar flare, the phosphorus bomb, and the big one right there.
Oh, you just did distortion G4. Doesn't want to go in under turret, and this is a moment of play that IGL can play with.
Oh, G4's not that tanky, so they can try to take him down. You've got a Void Rush coming in as well from Hallelujah. Turret finally going over to ISG Legends. We talk about a band-aid, they've placed it.
Yeah.
Is one enough? That's the question.
The tricky situation for IGL is knowing when they can ignore G4 and when they can power crowd control on him. If he hasn't blown any of his skills yet, yeah, sure. Try to lock him up and kill him before he uses his spell rotation. But once he's blown everything, just ignore him and use the AoE damage to pick him up. Don't focus him that much. Try to put your attention down to Lloyd, whereas for BKT, have your frontline tanks absorb most of the damage, Lloyd and G4 in the back. When they see the window, just go in and obliterate the back line.
And they've been doing a good job of that so far. Warlock and 7X has always been the frontliners.
Yeah.
In that fight that we
Minus
saw
that one
earlier,
dancing occasion
yeah,
there.
Lloyd and Valen were standing right beside Warlock, and hence that was just, there's no place that you want your carries to be in.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not within range of Phosphorus Bomb. I mean, you can't escape the equalizer all the time, but definitely not in range of Phosphorus Bomb.
If you get tagged by multiple skill shots and ultimates from IGL, let's say BKT gets caught out by a solar flare, it should be game over then because their composition allows them to split fights up very easily. They shouldn't be getting caught by 3 or 4 solar flares.
The idea here is that BKT just wants to run at them with Warlock and 7X, and this causes IGL to just like, oh my goodness, what do we do? What do we do? And we saw Warlock and 7X, they actually deal quite a bit of damage through the auto attacks and the what's the word here? The Cinderhawk. And really now, the moment IGL goes low from the two tanks, and mind you, they don't do burst damage, they just kind of chip you off bit by bit. Lloyd and G4 will be there for the cleanup. They will be there.
Yeah.
That's without a doubt at all. BKT gonna take their 4th turret of the game right here.
Yeah, lock of the Iron Solari here for Nunu, so that's gonna mitigate a lot of the equalizer damage as well as the rocket damage, the missile damage, excuse me, from the missile barrage.
My worry is when BKT picks up that Righteous Glory, I fully actually expected them to just pick it up right now, just to go all in with Warlock, with 7X.
But the question is, who are you gonna put it on? Because Warlock still wants his Sunfire Cape after all, and he's a bit far away. He hasn't been the recipient of a lot of CS.
Yeah.
He's
I would
been
say
helping out a lot.
forgo the Locket of Iron Solari. There's no damage coming out from LY4 or Rune at the moment right now. You're not even getting Magic Pen from LY4. They are looking to get the Zhonya's Hourglass because they need their cooldowns to come back on up. And with Rune itemizing for Morellonomicon, that's going to be that much of a later Zhonya's Hourglass as well.
Yeah, fair enough. The Righteous Glory onto either Warlock or 7X will allow them to engage with the taunt.
It's kind of seal the game. I mean, it's a risky maneuver because you're not giving respect to the double AP composition of ISG Legend, even triple AP from Valkyrie as well. So I really understand where it's coming from. 7X getting caught out. He takes no damage at all.
Yeah, he's just gonna turn it down onto Rapier and Hallelujah has to flash away.
Coming on, and that's a triple taunt coming up from Warlock. What a fantastic one. Lloyd gets a single kill. You got 7X with the double now. Can Lloyd get the final one? It's going to be the Ice Ball with the triple on 7X. And oh my goodness, Rune jumping on into the double distortion. Can he get away from this one? Jukes the entire team of BKT, sidesteps the taunt. Can't drop from the Ice Blast on a Cataclysm though. Tries to go on back and tries to juke it out with the Mimic there. Really, really cheeky. But still, the ace will go over to the Bangkok Titans. A delayed ace. You got Rapier just coming back up right now. And this is going to be the 6th turret of the game going over to the Bangkok Titans now.
Yeah, you saw in the previous fight at the start, they did 0 damage to 7X. He could just walk up, Ice Ball someone, buy some time for Warlock to taunt and flash, catch 3 members out. And by then it's too late because they've locked up most of your important members. It was Valkyrie, LY4 and Hallelujah that got locked up. And when you can catch 3 members, then they can't follow up onto the equalizer. That's way too simple for BKT to clean up.
That fight right there was played. It was just punishing. The idea there was that IGL was like, oh, okay, we caught a wandering Nunu. And nope, you caught the entire BKT team.
Yeah, Nunu caught you instead. He just turned around and just went for them. And I think this is the emphasis why I've been talking so much about Cinderhawk as a 5.6 meta item. It's just so good on champions who
scale on health.
Yeah, who scale on health, who provide utility, who don't mind sacrificing a bit of their early game in order to be just a meat shield for their teammates to do damage. Yeah,
you're right. And again, the Baron game starts. You have the Nunu, you have a very much fed AE carry here. I mean, fed is no understatement now. He has the Infinity Edge, the Static Shift, and the BF Sword, right? And again, a pre-25-minute Baron. Teams who are watching this, or the team who is watching this, which I'm not going to spoil, if you didn't catch it just now, needs to check this out. And again, G4 jumping onto Hallelujah. Hallelujah has nowhere to go. Can't even borrow out of that one. And G4 just flashes away. They're going to chase this one. Burns Equalizer as well. And a flash coming in from Rapier. G4 gets out easily. Easily gets out. And IGL just burnt. Let's see. 1 flash, 2 ultimates there at the same time.
That's a lot of summoners and outs, or at least a lot of outs being blown on, trying to kill G4, who already got his prized possession. He killed off Hallelujah, and that was fine for him. BKT really starting to overwhelm IGL here. The window might have passed for IGL to turn the game out. We talked about them fighting when they got their respective items. Well, no Zhonya's Hourglass yet on either one, or anyone for that matter, and Valkyrie not even finishing up his last Whisper means that his auto attacks won't hurt that much, and neither will his missile barrages because there's so much magic resistance on the side of BKT.
Yeah, blue buff is resetting now. Lloyd has a one-man mission here to try to take away from IG Legends, and look at that. That was just one auto attack and the light slinger coming out from Lloyd.
Yeah, it was a dash auto attack, piercing light, and he got taken down to like what, a third, a fourth of his health.
Alright, and now with the Baron buffed up minions in the mid lane, this turret is going down, my friend.
Going down very quickly with the Blood Ball, and 7X walks forward. Nunu doesn't care. He wants to go in onto Hallelujah, but Hallelujah has some words to say about that.
Not much though. Nunu's like, it tickles me.
Yeah, they just get the inhibitor for free. BKT rotating down to the bot side. G4 has lined up a huge wave for his team to push Warlock. Gonna be leading the charge for Lloyd, and this should be the second inhibitor turret, and the inhibitor, IGL has to reply here. If not, they're gonna fall behind very quickly.
Solar Flare catches nobody, slows everyone but doesn't stun anyone. Baron buff will be ticking for another 1 minute or so. Bangkok Titans here looking to pressure and choke out ISG Legends from proceeding to the grand finals.
bit more auto attacks onto the turret should take it down, and Lloyd just doesn't care about it. Oh, here comes the engage.
Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be G4 and Warlock jumping on in. Takes down Hallelujah instantly. G4 gets taken out really low here. Rapier tries to play the zone game, but hey, he's only the support, not gonna stop them from taking down the inhibitor with the Baron buff up and 2 members down. They are looking to close out this game once again, healing with that Monsoon. Can they do it? The first Nexus turret goes down. They are so tanky. The minions are coming in. The second Nexus turret goes down. 007X with the absolute 0. It's an absolute win. BKT take this best of 5 series 3-0.
Yeah, very dominating performance coming in from the Bangkok Titans, and they will be facing the winner of our first semi-final for today. If you guys missed it, go check the VODs out. Very exciting best of 5. Went all 5 games, in fact. And that is, I believe, the end of the best of 5 for today.
Yeah, all the best of 5 series have been concluded. Semi-final number 1, like I said, no spoilers here. At least on the stream, we're doing this on purpose. Go check out the VODs on the Twitch channel.